reviewing my vehicles, where I take one of my vehicles and say the pros, cons, and my personal thoughts on them. In this first episode, I'm going to be reviewing... Well, I don't know, I'm heading to my garage now to check. It's not the Oppressor, because that would just be a bit, you know, normal. Easy does it. Hopefully no one joins my session and griefs me. Okay, I just have to edit the stream, one sec. Okay, I'm just checking the stream to make sure I've got the microphone turned on. Okay, I think I do. Okay, good, I do. Okay, so for the first episode we are going to be reviewing the... I think I'll start with a vehicle that I have mixed feelings about, the Scramjet. Now, I bought this vehicle a little while ago. Obviously, I would compare the upgraded and non-upgrade versions, but I don't have the money for that at the moment. So I've just got the upgrade version. So in terms of looks, I like how the car looks. I like the shape. It just looks like a nice car. In terms of speed, just base without driving with any of the boost. That's fine. The handling, if I tried to do a tight turn like this, yeah, the handling, like, yeah, the handling definitely could be better, but you know, what do you expect? So, without any upgrades or the boost, I would probably give this car a 6 out of 10. Mainly just because it's not something I normally buy. Now, with the boost, I would certainly give the speed a better score, because it really does make you go faster. Yeah. And in terms of weapons, you can use like personal weapons like pistols. Of course I get the cops. SMGs, you know, bombs. But the main part of the car is you get the machine gun. And also homing missiles, which are quite deadly. Now the main feature of the car is if you click down, I'm on PlayStation, so if you click down left stick, then X, you can boost, like you can boost into the sky, and that obviously helps you traverse the map a lot better, but it can be quite unpredictable at times. Like for example, if I launch and then like go a little bit to the side, you can see I don't actually turn, I just spin and hit a building, which, you know, isn't exactly practical, but it is good for, like, let's say, like, this area, like, you could drive straight through, but it's not exactly a convenient place to drive through. So what I would do is I would get close and I would just boost over it, and then just land somewhere. Now, if it, you know, for a lot of people it feels like, you know, if you know, lightly brush up against water, the car just goes, okay, I'm gonna die now. But for me, I haven't had it die to water, unless it was like a big body of water as of yet. Yeah, the missiles are probably my favourite part of the car, not the boost. Oh, what a bastard. He sent me a strike team. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not gonna let that stop me. Yeah, so my favourite part of the car is definitely the missiles. I find it just generally fun to drive. Now the handling is better if you're just generally driving. Also, a thing that I found with this car is if I boost and then go straight into like a backflip kind of thing. Okay, so look how high I went then. I would say, you know, well, I went very high. Now if I land carefully, ooh, yeah, well if I just land, yeah, so that's how I went. But now if I launch without doing the backflip, I just launch normally. Look how much higher I went with the backflip. Now I haven't tried this with a front flip yet because obviously the front flip kind of just sent me towards the ground. Yeah, so I've always found that quite a fun thing to do. So like, let's say for example, someone is chasing me, I would just simply go wee, and then I'd like kind of backflip, so I would get the height, but I would backflip at an angle so I could like kind of launch away from them. Now the boost doesn't regenerate unless you like hit something, so like the second I hit the ground, the boost starts regenerating. But one thing you can do is if I head to like a taller building, like Mazebank Tower. One thing that I'm gonna mess this up probably. I'm just a quick, like, I guess you could say disclaimer. I'm gonna use this building. It's like if I, you know, did the boost, then I hit the side of the building. Like if I, yeah, okay, there we go. See how this? Okay, I'm gonna do. That was like a really terrible example, so I'm gonna try and get a better one. Let me just mark this so I can drive to it. Yeah, that strike team seems a bit useless. Yeah, so if I just launch up and hit the building, the boost was still going. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, like, if I hit a building whilst boosting, or a wall, like, with the wheels, the boost would, like, instantly regenerate. Which is obviously a very useful thing for, like, if you're trying to do tricks. So in my opinion, I would say driving experience would definitely be a 7 out of 10. It drives decently, handling still isn't the best, but the speed is good. Ability, so the boost and the jump, definitely an 8 out of 10, just because, you know, it's so simple just to go like this. But then again, you can mess it up quite easily. That's why it doesn't have like a 9 or a 10 out of 10. The weapons are definitely a solid 9, just because, like, the fact I can use my own weapons is really nice. Like, I can be more precise. The machine gun is essentially useless, but the missiles they're accurate. They are definitely accurate, but they're not the most accurate missiles in the game, which the Deluxo has. So that's why it gets an 8 out of 10. So in total, I'd probably give this a 8.5 out of 10. Thank you all very much for watching my first car video. As always, my name is O. Stay epic.